champion of good, one pawn of evil. It's Sonic and Knuckles.
Hello everybody, this is Mars41 here, and welcome to part 2 of the episode of History of Beta of Sonic 3 and Knuckles Beta. Last episode, we covered everything that we find in Sonic 3's portion of it. So for this specific episode, we're just gonna go through Sonic and Knuckles' portion of it. So let's just jump right in. In the last episode, we covered across the level select from Sonic 3, which pretty much shows 3 levels that are in Sonic and Knuckles: Flying Battery, Mushroom Valley, and Xandopolis. When this game actually finally just came out, the Mushroom Valley is now changed to Mushroom Hill. Because, I don't know, I guess because they really want a better name for this. Next, let's talk about snapshots right here, because this game has good and more interesting snapshots here. This snapshot is an early version of the introduction of Mushroom Hill Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. In the original Sonic and Knuckles, they just skipped part of the introduction compared to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But this version of the introduction for Mushroom Hill Zone looks completely different, actually. This snapshot shows the location of the very first ring you find in Sonic 3 and Knuckles' Mushroom Hill Zone. According to this location of where this ring is in the snapshot, it appears looks like a normal big ring instead of like a rainbow ring you find in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But so this could mean that originally the Sonic and Knuckles' Mushroom Hill Zone usually begins where Sonic 3 and Knuckles' location is, instead of just skipping ahead the introductory. This snapshot shows that they're about to begin Mushroom Hill Zone Act 1. But as you see where Sonic is standing, it looks like he's spawning from the air, just like after you beat Launch Base Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where usually Tails flies you downwards towards the introductory of the intro of Mushroom Hill Zone. But as you can see, since Tails is not there, you're just falling, but you're usually in a stand pose. That looks weird, but on the other hand, because Sonic and Knuckles was originally just Sonic and Knuckles, but there's no Tails, then this could mean that Tails was originally supposed to be here in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but they're not in the game. This snapshot shows Act 2 of Mushroom Hill Zone, where Sonic meets Knuckles and about to throw the switch to activate the current. As you see, look closely to that switch, it was blue originally instead of red. This snapshot shows a certain point in Mushroom Hill Zone Act 2. It shows here that the monitor on the far left was originally going to be like a bubble shield instead of an electric shield. This snapshot shows the location of the very last ring you find in Mushroom Hill Zone Act 2. But as you can see here, there wasn't originally supposed to be a ring there. Instead, this is just a solid wall. This snapshot at the beginning of Mushroom Hill Zone Act 2 shows exactly where the invincibility is, but as you see, the invincibility wasn't meant to be there in this game. This snapshot shows the location of the third ring or the second ring you find in Sonic and Knuckles or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But as you can see here, there wasn't originally meant to be a ring there. Instead, there were meant to be like a bundle of rings in that location. It was like Okay, I'm pretty sure a ring is supposed to be there. It's like, that was weird. But, why would they not put a big ring there? It looks like they should put it there. These next two snapshots are shown in unknown area in Mushroom Hill Zone Act 2. It appears that in this unknown area, there's two hidden monitors, one with an extra life, one with a Robotnik box. Snapshot shows Sonic opening up the capsule in Mushroom Hill Zone Act 2. As you can see, the smoke was blue, just like in Sonic Free Alone. But in Sonic and Knuckles, the smoke was gray. Next, let's talk about sprites and objects. This sprite was for the slot machine mini bonus game that you can find in one of the checkpoints. It shows a supersonic slot sprite, which was missing in the final game. Mainly, maybe this is meant to be used so you can get like 200 rings, or basically it's just a replacement of the jackpot sprite. These next two sprites is for the climbing up the tower bonus game, where you have to swing around these spheres to get to the top to grab items along the way. These two sprites are the F-ball and a glowing S-ball. I have a good explanation for this. I believe the S glowing ball was meant for you that once you touch it, you instantly turn super while in the stage. But I don't know why would you want to do so in a bonus stage. And the F-ball, well, to be honest, we don't know what that one's going to be used for. My guess here is that it's sort of like it would like reset the thing that is chasing you a few steps back, or maybe it just catches up with you a little bit faster. You know what? I think the F-ball makes it go faster because it has F, which stands for faster. This next sprite is a platform. Looks sort of like it's made for Flying Battery Zone. I think it's for going sideways, I believe. I honestly don't know. This next screenshot was a blue palm tree, which I believe may happen to be part of Sandopolis Zone in Act 1 somewhere. This last sprite is called a Death Egg Hollow Screen, which most likely looks like a capsule with the egg bomb that was shown in the last video, which happens like if you break it, I think it like explodes. But discovered by Gold, who says, try hex editing a save state of a Death Egg Act 2, and at address A500 replace the 01 with E5. The most northwestern piece will turn into this, so do that, I guess. Now, Tails was originally meant to be in Sonic and Knuckles, but unfortunately they took him out of the game until we head towards Sonic and when Sonic 3 and Knuckles were made. However, it's possible to activate Tails in Sonic and Knuckles through hacking, but unfortunately most of his sprites are missing. In this website right here, you can download the save state for the Tails sprite in Sonic and Knuckles. So basically, download the Sonic and Knuckles ROM with the emulator, then you have to download the save state, and then you must load the save state, and then it will show Tails available in this game. I will be doing one through run of me doing this in a separate video for this. But if you want to try out the save state for yourself, click the link in the description. So the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge looks completely different than any normal Voltage cartridge you ever own. It also has a lock-on feature, which is able to lock onto any game if you want. If you lock in like Sonic 3, you'll get Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and you probably already know what the results is. You can also lock it into Sonic 2, which lets Knuckles lock on, which allows you to play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. Now, when they originally had this, you really originally thought that if you lock onto Sonic 1 to play as Knuckles in Sonic 1. Well, unfortunately, due to limitations of Sonic 1, it cannot be done. So instead, we get this no way sign, but most importantly, if you push A, B, and C, you'll get Blue Sphere, which you should initially just log on with any cartridge. However, originally it was meant to lock onto Sonic 1, and we managed to get Knuckles from Sonic 1, but it's been scrapped. However, following this link right here, there's a ROM hack that you can be able to download to play Knuckles from Sonic 1. If you want to try out this hack, click the link in the description. Next, let's talk about unused rooms. In Lava Reef Zone Act 1, there were 3 rooms that were originally supposed to be locations where you can find some large rings. However, they became unused because of their location being somewhat difficult to locate. But, however, it will be easier if you're playing as Sonic 3 and Knuckles because you'll have Tails with you to figure out how to get them. But at the end of the day, once you succeed, sometimes you can get out, but some other times you can't. So here's exactly some locations where you can be able to get some of the rings. Well, now I'll explain more in detail. Let's start with unused ring room number 1. You may find it in the first bicycle elevator room that you will find, the very first one along your path. Lava Reef Zone Act 1 has 3 ring rooms that are unused. They can only be accessed by glitching. There's an object blocking your way in, but there's a gap that's just small enough for you to roll into. Like this one. There's no way out though. Unused ring room number 2. This unused ring room is located before you find the first official large ring you find in Lava Reef Zone. It's another elevator section, yet another ring room that is by one of these spin dash platforms. Again, you need Tails for this. There's another ring room up and to the left of this area. It might have been put there to replace the unused one. There's no way out here either. Unused ring room number 3. Now this one's going to be a bit tricky. This requires a different way to get in. You have to glitch through the floor. This ring room is different from the others. There's no identification of how you would get in here normally. And unlike the other unused ring rooms, you can actually get out of there by flying yourself out of there. Now, in order to get deeper into this beta, we're going to need to activate debug mode. But as you know familiar for Sonic and Knuckles, you may notice that there is no debug mode. And most people usually use the action replay codes to be able to get one. However, there is a glitch in the Sonic 3 and Knuckles ROM itself that you can be able to do in order to access debug mode in Sonic and Knuckles. So here's exactly how you can be able to do that. However, warning, if you're doing this on the Sega Genesis, this may heavily ruin your Sonic 3 cartridge. Now, the debug mode for Sonic and Knuckles is a glitch that you can only do once you lock on Sonic and Knuckles with Sonic 3 to make Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now, you must do the exact same following directions in order to unlock it. you must go to the data select screen and go to Angel Island Zone, and then you must go to a swing and type in left, 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 right, 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 up, up, up. And once you do that, you must pause the game and then push A, and we'll send you back to the title screen. Then you must go down to Sound Test, and then you'll have access to the level select. You must go to Mushroom Hill Zone Act 1, and then you must play through the level until you get to these pulley thingies that you pull down to go up. In order for you to get... Now, you must type in left, 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 right, 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 up, 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 while holding on to these things. Then you'll hear another ring sound. Then you pause the game and push A, and then it'll send you back to the title screen. Next, and once you do that, you have unlocked debug mode for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now, I know what you're thinking, well, that's just for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What about Sonic and Knuckles? Well, watch this. You must go to any level you want, then once you get into the level, you must activate your debug mode, and you must switch to the monitor, and you must spawn, like, a lot of them. I mean, like, way too much. Enough so that, you must add, like, 50 or somewhat. That will sort of slow down the game. Then you must do is that you must, like, jump carefully into the monitor to, like, rapidly keep, like, hitting one, and you'll rapidly keep hitting it, and it will lag the game a bit. It might take you a few tries, but once you manage to keep doing it, then the game will sort of freeze, and then you must push start, and then the game will reset itself. And doing this will actually which can actually change the game's programming. To change from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, all the way to change into Sonic and Knuckles again. Now, that's part of the glitch. But when you hold A while selecting the character, then you're back at the level select screen, and then you hold A while you enter a level, and there you go. You activate debug mode in Sonic and Knuckles. Now let's get further into this beta and see what else do we miss so far. Once you have debug mode activated, you must go to special stage and go to number 2. We'll first set your sound test to 7, and then you must hold down A, and then enter the stage, and then you'll head to Sonic and Knuckles Unused special stage, which seems to be, like, well, pretty easy compared to the one that you get in Sonic 3 alone. And then once you complete it, you head to one of Sonic and Knuckles' unused objects, the yellow Super Emerald, which you can only get in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This could mean that originally the Super Emeralds was meant to be just for Sonic and Knuckles alone, instead of just Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And once you collect it, it registers that it's a Chaos Emerald instead of a Super Emerald, because this is not Sonic 3 and Knuckles, this is Sonic and Knuckles. While you're doing Sonic and Knuckles with the debug mode cheat on, you can actually spawn a monitor. And apparently when you hit the monitor, you turn into Hypersonic, which you can only do in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Cause in Sonic and Knuckles, there is no Super Emeralds, so you only have the ability to transform to Supersonic. This can mean Hypersonic was originally meant to be in Sonic and Knuckles, which means you also tend to get the Super Emeralds as well. But, however, if you hit the monitor as Knuckles, your 5 will transform into Hyper Knuckles because you transformed to Hypersonic. But no, you actually turn into Supersonic. No, I mean Super Knuckles. Which it's proven because when you glide into a wall, it does not make any vibrating sound, and your speed of gliding is not what you thought it would be. And that is pretty much all what the beta of Sonic Knuckles have to offer. However, during some courses in the game, you may notice that there's some certain areas that you cannot get to as Knuckles, and you cannot get to as Sonic. because of you cannot even like make that height of jumping. You can only access these areas as Tails when you're playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And there's a few areas that you might want to like look at, because it is going to be really important. So let's just talk about some certain areas that you can't seem to get to in Sonic and Knuckles alone that were still there in the game. First, let's talk about Sandopolis Zone Act 1. There's two areas in this level that has an area that only Tails can get through, but Knuckles cannot get to. Here's a map of how to get to this first part. Now you cannot make this jump as Knuckles, and even if you do, you need the invincibility or a super form in order to be able to walk on top of these spikes. However, even if you do manage to get up there, it's not going to help, because when you climb up, there's going to be spikes blocking it, and when you go on the other side, there's also spikes on that wall too, so make it impossible for Knuckles to get through there. This is meant to be Tails' path, because once you get up there, you can fly without even climbing up walls, and you can be able to get up there. So anyways, once you actually finally be able to get up there as Tails, there's a set of rings up there, and when you actually continue following this path, there'll be a spring that leads you up, which leads to this area, and there's a spike thing going downwards, and then you'll go for the rest of the level as normal. Now, here's the map of how you get to the next area of this level. Once you go across that loop, you'll automatically set to this path where there's blocks so you can break through. However, make a U-turn, then you'll see that there's rings going upwards. So you climb up that wall, and then you'll come across this area, which once again you cannot get up to with both sides because there's spikes blocking it. So this is meant to be another area for for Tails to explore. Once you finally get up there, you get 20 rings, and then after that, you continue the level as normal. When you took Knuckles' path, you get 20 rings, but not only that, a shield. So pretty much Knuckles has the best advantage, depending on which path you take. Now the next one is in Lava Reef Zone Act 1. Here's a map of how you can get to this specific area. We'll start to where we found the second unused room to make it easier. Now once you get up to this area right here, where you see this machine clawing down, you must go up and you'll find an electric shield. Then you must go up to the other thing, you go right, and you'll find a whole bundle of rings that you can collect. Now, also along that, you may see this area down here, which looks like a special ring, and apparently there's no way to access this, because there is a spring there, and you can actually be able to try to use it. Then you'll see that there's actually a hole in the ceiling that you can technically try to get up there, but Sonic can't and Knuckles can't. Once you get up, you can only get up there as Tails, and once you get up there, you'll actually be able to go through the hole, and then you'll find the special ring for you to collect. This is actually an extra ring that you can get in case you didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds, or Super Emeralds rather. The next one is in the Hidden Palace Zone. Now, once you head towards the upper portion, you use the debug mode to actually scroll up, and you may notice that there are some items up there that Sonic or Knuckles cannot get. I mean, like, they put them there, but who's gonna get these? Well, you can only get up there as Tails, and as you know, Tails is not even in Sonic and Knuckles. However, he is there in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Once you must fly up there, and you can actually be able to have enough height to be able to make this climb. Now, once you get up there, you'll find a whole bunch of items to protect you. The speed, like speed shoes, invincibility, a water shield, electric shield, fire, and 10 rings on the left side. And if you go to the right side, you'll find 20 more rings and an extra life. These items were actually meant to be there, so that way you can be able to be prepared to be super formed and be able to defeat Knuckles that easy. However, there is a bonus stage for you to go into to become to have enough rings, but if you're not willing to take it, well, that's fine. You can take this other thing you can take. Alright, time to end this. The last secret is in Death Egg Zone. Now, this is a major shortcut that you can take. Now, once during Sonic thing, you use an electric shield to be able to get into that hole, and then be able to actually head into this specific route. And once you head towards the end, you'll find a huge gap in the hole, and you think that you jump down so you can be able to progress further, but no, it's basically a death trap. Now, in the level select, you can bring Knuckles inside Death Egg Zone. And so that way you can be able to climb up this wall, and then you'll find that you are actually right next to a checkpoint which has the vacuums flying around segment. However, by story mode wise, Knuckles wasn't originally meant to be in Death Egg Zone. But this could honestly mean that Knuckles was originally meant to be in Death Egg Zone, instead of just ending it off in Sky Century Zone with Mecha Sonic. But by story mode wise, you cannot go to this area. So, how do you get through this area during story mode wise? Well, that's what Tails is used for. Once you head toward this area, you can actually be able to fly up there, and then you will have access to go through the rest of the levels normal. And the good thing about this is that Tails actually was meant to go there story mode wise, instead of just choosing on the level select and just jumping it in. And yeah. So that's pretty much the beta of Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This becoming one of 10 years later, and still becoming one of my favorite games of all time. I actually really enjoyed the story, I really like the gameplay, and I really mostly enjoy overall everything about this game. If you want to actually be able to see the save state for Tails in Sonic and Knuckles, then click the link in the description. I'll make a separate video for this as a part 3 to this beta. If you want to actually try out the Knuckles and Sonic 1 ROM, click the other link in the description. Also, if you want to play Super Smash Bros. 4 with me for a 3DS, click on the top left link, which will lead you to the announcement video, so you can challenge me in a Super Smash Bros. Fight online by getting my friend code and following further instructions, so we can have the best battle of existence. So this has been Mars41 with this episode of History of Beta of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Thank you guys for watching.